Lewis Hamilton has once again become the epicenter of a whirlwind controversy in the Formula One world, captivating fans and critics alike with an audacious move that has left no corner of the paddock untouched. The seven-time world champion, renowned not only for his unparalleled skills on the track but also for his fearless and often polarizing statements off it, set social media ablaze with a provocative post that directly challenges one of the most storied institutions in motorsport, Ferrari. Subscribe if you think Hamilton will perform better than Sainz at Ferrari. The post, which has since gone viral, featured a jaw-dropping image of Hamilton donning a striking red race suit adorned with subtle yet unmistakable Ferrari insignias, a clear nod to the Scuderia's iconic legacy. Accompanying the image was a caption that has sent shockwaves through the Formula One community. Ferrari's legacy is unmatched, and they deserve a driver capable of restoring their championship-winning status. With all due respect to Carlos Sainz, I firmly believe that seat should be filled by someone who's proven their ability to win at the highest level. Ferrari needs a world champion, not just a good driver. The implications of this statement are monumental. Hamilton, who has spent nearly a decade cementing his legacy with Mercedes, openly questioning the credentials of a current Ferrari driver while positioning himself as the team savior, is a bold move even by his standards. It's no secret that Ferrari holds a special allure for nearly every driver in the paddock, a team steeped in history, synonymous with excellence, and revered by fans across the globe. But for Hamilton to stake his claims so directly, publicly, and unapologetically is unprecedented. The timing of the post has only added fuel to the fire. Ferrari has had a turbulent season, marked by strategic missteps and a lack of consistency that has left fans frustrated and drivers under immense scrutiny. Carlos Sainz, in particular, has faced criticism for his performances, despite delivering a solid, albeit unspectacular, campaign. For Hamilton to imply that Sainz's seat is better suited to a driver of his caliber is a thinly veiled critique that cuts deep into the heart of Ferrari's current struggles. Reaction to Hamilton's statement has been swift and polarizing. Fans of the British driver have lauded his confidence, seeing it as a calculated power move by a champion unafraid to speak his mind. Many argue that Hamilton's track record, boasting over 100 race wins, 7 world titles, and a relentless drive for perfection, makes him the perfect candidate to bring Ferrari back to its former glory. If anyone can restore Ferrari to the top, it's Lewis, one fan wrote, echoing a sentiment shared by many within his loyal following. Subscribe if you think Hamilton will perform better than Sainz at Ferrari. On the other hand, Ferrari purists and Sainz supporters have bristled at the remarks, viewing them as disrespectful and dismissive of Sainz's abilities. This is an insult to Carlos and to Ferrari's values, one critic commented. Lewis may be a great driver, but Ferrari isn't just about numbers, it's about passion, teamwork, and loyalty. You can't just waltz in and claim a seat as if it's your birthright. Within the paddock, the fallout has been just as dramatic. While neither Ferrari nor Carlos Sainz has issued an official response, whispers of unrest have started to circulate. Some insiders speculate that Hamilton's comments might be part of a broader negotiation tactic, potentially aimed at putting pressure on Mercedes as contract talks loom. Others believe it's a genuine expression of interest in a move that could redefine the final chapter of his illustrious career. Hamilton's former and current rivals have also weighed in. Max Verstappen, who has often clashed with Hamilton both on and off the track, reportedly responded with a wry smile when asked about the post, saying, "Ferrari doesn't just need a world champion. They need a whole new strategy department." Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc, Ferrari's other driver and a rumored contender for a move to Mercedes, remained tight-lipped, fueling speculation about his own future within the team. For Ferrari, the situation presents a dilemma of epic proportions. On one hand, signing Hamilton could be a masterstroke, injecting a proven winner into a team desperate to reclaim its place at the top. On the other, it risks alienating Sainz and disrupting the delicate balance within the team, a gamble that could backfire spectacularly if mishandled. In the broader context of Formula One, Hamilton's post has reignited debates about the role of drivers in shaping a team's destiny. Is success in modern F1 solely about having the best car, or does a driver's pedigree truly make the difference? Hamilton's argument implicitly challenges the notion that Ferrari's struggles are purely technical, suggesting instead that leadership and experience at the wheel are equally critical. As the dust continues to settle, one thing is clear: Hamilton's words have not only dominated headlines but have also sparked conversations that extend far beyond the track. Whether this is the beginning of a seismic shift in the F1 landscape or merely another chapter in Hamilton's storied career, it's undeniable that his ability to captivate, provoke, and inspire remains unmatched. Love him or loathe him, Lewis Hamilton has once again ensured that all eyes are on him, and by extension, on the future of Formula One. Subscribe if you think Hamilton will perform better than Sainz at Ferrari. The statement hit like a thunderclap, reverberating across the internet and sending the Formula One community into an immediate frenzy. Within moments, it became the talk of the motorsport world, with social media platforms ablaze. Twitter hashtags soared to the top of trending lists, Instagram stories multiplied, and YouTube creators scrambled to upload reaction videos dissecting every syllable of Hamilton's words. Millions of likes, shares, and comments poured in from fans and detractors alike, creating a perfect storm of opinions that turned what might have been a passing remark into a cultural moment. Hamilton's words didn't just spark a debate, they ignited a wildfire. Fans, divided as always, passionately took to their digital battlegrounds to defend or criticize his bold declaration. His supporters, an army of loyal followers, rallied to his side with fervent enthusiasm. For them, Hamilton wasn't merely justified in his comments, he was uniquely qualified to make them. They pointed to his legacy: 7 World Drivers' Championships, over a century of race wins, a career built on breaking records and defying expectations. To these fans, his success spoke louder than any criticism ever could. They emphasized how Hamilton had repeatedly proven himself under immense pressure, often against seemingly insurmountable odds, and argued that his insights carried weight precisely because of his unparalleled experience. On the opposing side, the critics were equally vocal. To them, Hamilton's remarks crossed a line, coming across as arrogant and dismissive. They saw his comments as a veiled jab at Carlos Sainz and a breach of the unwritten code of respect among drivers. For many, it wasn't just what Hamilton said, but the tone and timing of his statement that rankled. As they saw it, undermining another driver, especially one from a team with the storied legacy of Ferrari, was an unnecessary provocation. Detractors flooded the comment sections with accusations of hubris, questioning why a driver of Hamilton's stature felt the need to criticize a peer publicly. But if there's one thing Hamilton has never been afraid of, it's controversy. Hours after his initial statement began trending, he doubled down, taking to Instagram Live to elaborate. The live stream, announced without fanfare, quickly amassed tens of thousands of viewers eager to hear what the Mercedes star had to say. Hamilton's demeanor was calm but resolute, his words measured yet unapologetic. "I want to set the record straight," he began, addressing the camera with his trademark intensity. "This isn't personal. I don't have anything against Carlos. He's a talented guy, no question. But Ferrari isn't just any team. It's Ferrari. The name carries a weight that's unmatched in this sport. It's not enough to be good, you have to be extraordinary. You have to deliver under the kind of pressure most people can't even imagine. That's what makes the difference between being a great driver and being a Ferrari driver." The live stream lasted just under 10 minutes, but its impact was seismic. Hamilton went on to describe his perspective on what it takes to succeed at Ferrari, drawing on his years of experience competing against the legendary team. "You have to understand what it means to drive for a team with that kind of history, that kind of expectation. Every race, every decision, every moment is scrutinized. It's about championships, not just podiums. And for Ferrari, anything less than being the best isn't acceptable. That's the standard they set, and it's the standard every driver who joins them has to meet." Hamilton's words added fuel to an already raging fire. Social media exploded with fresh waves of commentary as fans dissected every nuance of his statements. Those in Hamilton's corner praised his candor, calling it a masterclass in honesty from a driver who had spent his career thriving in high-pressure environments. To them, his words weren't an attack on Sainz but a wake-up call for Ferrari, a reminder of what it takes to reclaim their former glory. Others, however, were less charitable. Critics accused Hamilton of grandstanding, of using his platform to overshadow a rival and stir the pot unnecessarily. They argued that his comments only served to create division, and questioned whether his intention was to motivate or undermine. The backlash didn't stop there. Prominent voices within the F1 world quickly weighed in, each adding their perspective to the unfolding drama. Former drivers and pundits took to their platforms, offering analyses that ranged from supportive to sharply critical. One veteran driver suggested that Hamilton's comments reflected the frustration of a competitor watching Ferrari struggle to live up to its potential. Another saw it as a calculated move to shift attention away from Mercedes' own challenges during a difficult season. Meanwhile, team principals were asked for their thoughts in press conferences, their carefully worded responses only adding to the intrigue. Ferrari fans, fiercely protective of their team and its drivers, rallied behind Sainz with a determination that rivaled Hamilton's own fanbase. Social media lit up with hashtags like hashtag Carlos deserves respect and hashtag Forza Ferrari, as supporters shared highlights of Sainz's career to counter Hamilton's critique. They pointed to his impressive consistency, his racecraft, and his role in helping Ferrari regain competitiveness after years of struggles. For them, Sainz represented the resilience and passion that defined Ferrari's ethos, and they weren't about to let Hamilton's comments tarnish his reputation. Amid the uproar, Sainz himself remained silent, a choice that only added to the speculation. Would he respond? Was Ferrari preparing a statement? The absence of a rebuttal left a void that fans and pundits eagerly filled with their theories. Some viewed his silence as a sign of class, while others speculated that he was privately seething. Meanwhile, Hamilton, seemingly unfazed by the backlash, continued with his usual routine, his social media accounts devoid of any mention of the controversy. In the days that followed, the story showed no signs of fading. Headlines around the world chronicled every new development, from fan reactions to statements from F1 insiders. The drama even crossed over into mainstream media, with sports shows and late-night hosts offering their takes. It became more than just a story about two drivers. It was a reflection of the intense scrutiny, passion, and politics that defined Formula One at its core. Hamilton's statement may have been just a few sentences, but its ripple effects were enormous. It reignited discussions about what it takes to succeed in Formula One, the pressure of driving for a team like Ferrari, and the role of veteran drivers in shaping the sport's narrative. Above all, it cemented Hamilton's position as not just a competitor but a cultural force, someone whose words carry weight far beyond the confines of the racetrack. And as the debate raged on, one thing was certain: the 2025 F1 season had just found its defining storyline, courtesy of Lewis Hamilton. When Lewis Hamilton was asked about Charles Leclerc, the young and talented driver hailed as Ferrari's future, he delivered his response with the composure of a seasoned champion. However, his words, while ostensibly diplomatic, carried an undercurrent of controversy that quickly stirred the paddock and ignited debates across the Formula One community. Hamilton began by recognizing Leclerc's talent, but his acknowledgement felt almost dismissive when paired with his broader commentary. "Charles is quick, no doubt about it," Hamilton stated confidently. "He's shown flashes of brilliance and has had some standout performances. But as far as a rivalry, I wouldn't frame it that way. Rivalries happen between equals, and quite frankly, we're at very different stages in our careers. He's still navigating how to lead a team effectively, figuring out what it takes to shoulder the pressures that come with being a frontrunner. I've been through all of that and then some. If we were teammates, I'd welcome the challenge, sure, but let's not pretend it would be much of one. I know how to win. That's the defining difference." The gravity of Hamilton's remarks didn't take long to resonate. Within hours, media outlets and social platforms exploded with reactions, analyzing every word and dissecting the tone behind his statements. Fans, pundits, and even former drivers chimed in, their opinions ranging from applauding Hamilton's candid self-assurance to labeling his comments as unnecessarily arrogant. But perhaps the most anticipated reaction came from Leclerc himself, and according to insiders close to the Ferrari camp, the Monegasque driver was anything but indifferent. Leclerc, known for his calm demeanor and professionalism, reportedly expressed his frustration in private, though these sentiments didn't stay private for long. In a leaked conversation with a close confidant, Leclerc allegedly voiced his annoyance with what he perceived as Hamilton's penchant for self-aggrandizement. "Lewis always manages to make it about himself," Leclerc was quoted as saying. "He talks about experience and skill as if those are shields that make him untouchable. But on the track, it's not about experience, it's about who is fastest on the day. That's what matters. If he really thinks I wouldn't be a challenge, I'd be happy to show him otherwise. Let's see how easy it would be for him." Leclerc's frustration, however, was not an isolated response. His teammate, Carlos Sainz, also found himself indirectly drawn into the fray after Hamilton's remarks seemed to cast doubt on Ferrari's overall ability to challenge the dominance of drivers like Hamilton. While Sainz initially refrained from making any public comments, his social media activity hinted at his feelings. Fans with an eagle eye noticed a cryptic comment that briefly appeared on Hamilton's Instagram post, reading, "Words are cheap, results are what matter. Let's see who delivers under pressure." The comment was swiftly deleted, but not before screenshots circulated across Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, fueling speculation about its origin. Many suspected Sainz himself, though some theorized it could have been posted by an ardent fan. Inside Ferrari's camp, emotions were running high. A source close to the team revealed that both drivers were determined not to let Hamilton's comments derail their focus, but admitted that the remarks had added a layer of pressure to an already intense season. Carlos feels like he's often overlooked or underestimated, the insider shared. He doesn't talk much about it, but you can see it in how he prepares for every race. He takes everything, every slight, every comment, as fuel. And this time is no different. He's more determined than ever to prove himself. Meanwhile, social media became a battleground for fans and analysts alike. Supporters of Hamilton argued that his words were a fair assessment of his position as a 7-time world champion, a man who has conquered every challenge the sport has thrown at him. Hamilton has earned the right to speak his mind, one fan tweeted. He's not being arrogant, he's stating facts. He knows what it takes to win, and he's simply pointing out the obvious differences between himself and the younger drivers. Others, however, took a more critical stance, accusing Hamilton of undermining two drivers who have consistently demonstrated their talent. Leclerc and Sainz don't deserve this disrespect, a rival fan responded. Hamilton might be a champion, but his attitude isn't what the sport needs. This isn't about the past, it's about the future. As the debate raged on, the tension spilled over into the press room, where journalists peppered drivers and team principals with questions about the unfolding drama. Mattia Binotto, Ferrari's team boss, was characteristically measured in his response. "We respect Lewis and everything he has achieved in his career," Binotto said. "But we believe in our drivers. Charles and Carlos are among the best on the grid, and we have every confidence that they will rise to any challenge presented to them, on or off the track." The drama reached its peak as the drivers gathered for the pre-race press conference ahead of the upcoming Grand Prix. Hamilton, seated just a few places away from Leclerc and Sainz, seemed unfazed by the uproar his comments had caused. When asked to elaborate, he simply smiled and said, "I stand by what I said. The track will tell the story." Leclerc, for his part, offered a more restrained response but couldn't resist a subtle jab. "I respect Lewis and everything he has done," Leclerc said, a faint smile playing on his lips. "But racing is about the present, not the past. We'll see how things go on Sunday." Sainz, ever the pragmatist, kept his answers short and focused. "I'm here to race, not talk," he said simply. "The track is where it all matters." As race day approached, the stakes felt higher than ever. Every practice session, every qualifying lap, and every split-second decision would be scrutinized through the lens of this burgeoning rivalry. For Hamilton, it was an opportunity to solidify his dominance and remind the world why he remains one of the greatest drivers in history. For Leclerc and Sainz, it was a chance to prove that they were not just heirs to Ferrari's legacy, but serious contenders capable of standing toe-to-toe with the sport's most decorated champion. The paddock buzzed with anticipation as engines roared to life and the grid formed under the blistering sun. The stage was set for an unforgettable showdown, one that promised not just high-speed drama but a battle of egos, wills, and legacies. Whatever the outcome, one thing was certain: the reverberations of Hamilton's words, and the responses they provoked, would be felt long after the checkered flag fell. The fallout from Lewis Hamilton's comments about Ferrari reverberated through every corner of the Formula One world, creating a maelstrom of speculation, analysis, and debate that transcended the usual chatter of the paddock. Fans, journalists, and insiders alike dissected his words, scrutinizing the tone, context, and timing. Was it a genuine acknowledgement of his admiration for the Scuderia, a team steeped in history and prestige? Or was it a calculated move to signal his discontent with Mercedes and perhaps apply subtle pressure as contract negotiations loomed on the horizon? The ambiguity of Hamilton's remarks left everyone guessing, but what was undeniable was their impact. They were the spark that lit an inferno. At the center of the storm, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff found himself thrust into the spotlight, forced to address the media frenzy surrounding his star driver. During a press briefing, Wolff's demeanor was as calm and measured as ever, but there was no denying the weight of his words as he sought to balance reassurance with a subtle rebuke. "Lewis is someone who's never been afraid to speak his mind," Wolff began, his voice steady, yet tinged with the weariness of a man accustomed to navigating the complexities of Formula One's most scrutinized driver. "He has a deep respect for the history of this sport, and it's no secret that Ferrari is an integral part of that history. Admiring Ferrari doesn't detract from his commitment to Mercedes. Let's not forget, we've shared an incredible journey over the past decade. Countless victories, 7 world championships, and a legacy that will stand the test of time." But, Wolff added with a slight pause, allowing the gravity of his next statement to settle, "Formula One thrives on speculation. It's part of the game, and we understand that. However, what matters most is what happens on track and in the factory. Lewis remains fully focused on the job at hand, and so are we. Our priority is clear: we're here to win. While Wolff's words were undoubtedly crafted to project unity and confidence, they couldn't entirely dispel the sense of unease that had begun to permeate the Mercedes camp. For a driver of Hamilton's stature, a 7-time world champion, a global icon, and a competitor who had defined an era of dominance with Mercedes, the very notion of him leaving the team was almost unthinkable. And yet, as his contract drew closer to its expiration date, the possibility lingered like an uninvited guest at a party, impossible to ignore. Adding fuel to the fire was Nico Rosberg, the 2016 world champion and Hamilton's former teammate, whose rivalry with the Briton had been one of the most intense and volatile in recent memory. Rosberg, now a pundit and commentator, wasted no time sharing his thoughts during a popular podcast appearance, where his characteristic blend of insight and playful provocation was on full display. "This is classic Lewis," Rosberg began, his tone equal parts amused and knowing. "He knows exactly what he's doing." A comment like that isn't just thrown out casually, it's calculated. He's stirring the pot, keeping everyone guessing, and ensuring that all eyes are on him. And let's be honest, it's working. Rosberg's analysis didn't stop there. "Look, Ferrari is Ferrari. It's the dream for so many drivers. The legacy, the fans, the red overalls, it's iconic. And of course, a driver like Lewis, who's achieved almost everything there is to achieve in this sport, might look at Ferrari as the final chapter in his story, the ultimate challenge. But, and this is a big but, Ferrari operates in a very particular way. Their culture is unique, their approach is different, and they value harmony within the team. Lewis is an incredible talent, no question, but he's also a big personality, and with that comes a certain amount of drama. The real question is whether Ferrari is ready to embrace that dynamic. Ferrari, true to form, maintained their characteristic silence in the face of the swirling rumors. The Scuderia, known for their guarded approach to media narratives, issued a brief statement through team principal Fred Vasseur, who deftly sidestepped the controversy while reaffirming the team's commitment to their current lineup. "We respect all drivers and their contributions to the sport," Vasseur stated during a low-key press engagement. Lewis Hamilton is undoubtedly one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history, and his achievements speak for themselves. That being said, our focus is entirely on maximizing the potential of our current lineup. Carlos and Charles are exceptional talents, and we believe in their ability to bring success to Ferrari. While Vasseur's statement was designed to project stability, it did little to quell the speculation. Social media exploded with theories, debates, and wishful thinking, as fans envisioned scenarios ranging from Hamilton signing a blockbuster deal with Ferrari to Mercedes launching a last-ditch effort to secure his future with an unprecedented contract offer. Every image, every cryptic social media post, and every offhand comment was analyzed to exhaustion. Even Hamilton's own Instagram stories, often filled with motivational quotes and glimpses into his life off the track, became the subject of intense scrutiny, as fans searched for hidden messages or clues about his next move. The drama wasn't confined to the drivers and teams, either. Industry insiders and former champions weighed in, each adding their own layer of perspective to an already multifaceted narrative. The media, ever eager to capitalize on the intrigue, churned out headline after headline, each more sensational than the last. "Hamilton to Ferrari, the move that could reshape F1," declared one publication, while another speculated, "Mercedes versus Ferrari, the battle for Hamilton's future." The story became not just a talking point but a saga, one that transcended the sport and captured the attention of a global audience. Amid all the noise, one question loomed larger than any other: what did Hamilton really want? Was this a power play to secure a more favorable deal with Mercedes? A genuine expression of admiration for Ferrari's legacy? Or perhaps a reflection of deeper frustrations with his current situation, a longing for a new challenge, a fresh chapter? The answers remained elusive, but the speculation showed no signs of slowing down. For now, all anyone could do was wait and watch, knowing that in the high-stakes world of Formula One, anything was possible, and that the story of Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari was far from over.
As the controversy continues to escalate, Formula 1 fans around the world are diving headfirst into social media debates, each passionately defending their perspectives on what could be one of the most dramatic storylines in recent F1 history. Hashtags like almohadilla Hamilton to Ferrari, almohadilla Sainz deserves respect, and almohadilla Leclerc versus Hamilton have not only dominated trending charts but also highlighted the deeply polarized views within the motorsport community. This unexpected turn of events has turned the off-season into a boiling pot of speculation, leaving everyone, from casual fans to seasoned analysts, scrambling to piece together the puzzle of Lewis Hamilton's cryptic remarks and what they could mean for his future in Formula 1. Some argue that Hamilton's comments about Ferrari might be nothing more than a genuine expression of admiration for the historic Scuderia, a theme synonymous with prestige and legacy in the world of motorsport. Others, however, view his statements as part of a larger, calculated move, one that aims to shift the narrative, unsettle his competitors, and ensure that his name stays firmly at the forefront of discussions leading into the 2025 season. After all, Hamilton is no stranger to the spotlight and has proven time and again that he knows how to wield media attention to his advantage. In the midst of this media frenzy, Hamilton has maintained his characteristic poise. A recent post on his social media added more fuel to the fire. In it, stood next to a pristine vintage Ferrari, exuding calm confidence as the caption read, "Dreams don't have to stay dreams." The seemingly simple statement sent shockwaves through the F1 community, sparking endless debates. Was this an intentional nod to Ferrari's legacy, signaling his desire to drive for the Scuderia? Or was it simply another masterstroke in his ongoing chess match with the media and his rivals? Whatever the intent, one thing is clear: Lewis Hamilton knows exactly how to keep the world guessing. As the 2025 Formula 1 season looms on the horizon, it's already shaping up to be one of the most intense and unpredictable in recent memory. The stakes couldn't be bigger, and the drama isn't limited to the track. Fans and critics alike are dissecting every word, every post, and every interaction involving Hamilton, Ferrari, and their current drivers, Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. The dynamic between the suppliers has added yet another layer of intrigue to the unfolding saga. Sainz, who has steadily proven himself as a consistent and capable driver, has garnered an outpouring of support from his fans. Many argue that he deserves greater respect and recognition within Ferrari, pointing to his ability to deliver under pressure and his resilience in the face of challenging circumstances. On the other hand, Leclerc's supporters are equally vocal, reminding the world of his exceptional talent and the electrifying performances he has delivered over the years. For them, the prospect of Hamilton joining Ferrari raises an inevitable question. What would this mean for Leclerc, a driver often seen as Ferrari's golden boy and a future world champion in the making? The debate has extended beyond the fans, spilling into the commentary of experts and insiders. Some believe that Hamilton's potential move to Ferrari would be a masterstroke, breathing new life into the Scuderia and potentially restoring its glory days. Others caution against the risks, suggesting that the introduction of such a dominant personality could disrupt the delicate balance of the team. After all, Ferrari's history is littered with examples of internal conflicts that derailed its progress, and the arrival of a 7-time world champion would undoubtedly shake up the dynamic. But what about Hamilton himself? What would drive a man who has already achieved so much, 7 world titles, countless victories, and a legacy as one of the greatest drivers of all time, to consider leaving the comfort of Mercedes, a team with which he has shared unparalleled success? For some, the answer lies in the allure of a new challenge. Hamilton has always been a driver who thrives on pushing boundaries, both on and off the track. The chance to bring Ferrari back to the pinnacle of Formula 1 could be the ultimate test, a way to cement his legacy in a way no other driver has. Tenteres the psychological aspect. Hamilton's ability to play mind games with his rivals is well documented. Could his recent comments and social media posts be a strategic ploy to sow seeds of doubt within the Ferrari camp or even within Mercedes itself? By keeping everyone guessing, Hamilton not only maintains his position as the center of attention but also ensures that his competitors remain on edge, unsure of what's coming next. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, team principals and decision-makers are undoubtedly weighing their options. For Ferrari, the prospect of signing Hamilton would be both a blessing and a challenge. His experience, skill, and global appeal would undoubtedly elevate the team's profile. But at what cost? Would they need to sacrifice one of their current drivers to make room for him? And if so, how would that decision impact team morale and performance? At Mercedes, the situation is equally complex. Losing Hamilton would not only mean the no an era but also the need to find a suitable replacement, an unenviable task given the size of the shoes that would need filling. George Russell, the team's rising star, has shown immense promise, but could handle the pressure of leading Mercedes into a new chapter without Hamilton by his side? As the speculation continues to swirl, the stakes only grow bigger. The 2025 season hasn't even started, yet it already feels like one of the most pivotal years in Formula 1 history. Fans are on the edge of their seats, refreshing their feeds and scanning headlines for any hint of bad to come. Every comment, every action, and every decision is being scrutinized, adding to the intensity of a narrative that has captivated the motorsport world. In the end, the only certainty is uncertainty. Whether Hamilton stays with Mercedes, moves to Ferrari, or charts an entirely different course, his actions will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on Formula 1. For now, all we can do is watch, and brace ourselves for the drama that is sure to come. Because with Lewis Hamilton, one thing is guaranteed, the story is far from over.